everyone, welcome to Skillify. Today we'll be looking for some advanced topic as the lookups. So we have some different type of lookups out there. That is the VLookup is there, HLookup is there, XLookup is there. So let's say that VLookup, and then we have the HLookup. So this V stands for, in VLookup, V stands for vertical and H stands for horizontal. So what is vertical? What is horizontal? Nothing but your tables. So we have a table in which data is stored in the horizontal manner. Okay. So in the H lookup, your data will be, your tables will be horizontal. Okay. So now understand what is the need of lookup. By the word lookup, you can understand that you are trying to look out for a value, right? You are looking for a value in a given range. So my condition right now is, let's say I have this data. So in this data, I have the salesperson ID number, date, sale amount, shares, right? So I have this data out there. I want to find out on the basis of the name. So let's say I'm providing the name of a salesperson and I want to fetch out how many shares I have to give them, or let's say how much commission they have earned. Same way, it could be any other condition. For example, on the basis of the name of a salesperson, I want to calculate how much sale amount they have generated. So this is the condition. It could be you can implement it in any format. For example, some the grade system and all. So let's take how we can implement VLookup. So all you need is just to type VLookup. So it is also a standard formula. So just type VLookup, and now you have to provide it for different parameters. So very first thing is lookup value. So what is a lookup value? Lookup value is that value on which, like on the behalf of that value, you will be finding out your desired output. For example, in this scenario, on the basis of the salesperson name, I will be looking for the shares. So this is my lookup value, comma, table array is the complete table. You have to select the entire table. So the shortcut to select this entire table, right now we have just 22 lines of data, but it could be 22,000, 2200, any number. So the shortcut is to control shift down. So it will take you to the down of the table, and then control shift right to select the all the columns we have ahead. Now, comma, third thing, it will ask you for the column index number. That term is very important. Just keep an eye on it. So column index number is the number of column from which you want to fetch out the value. So right now I want to fetch out the shares. So it will be column number 5. But how? Why this share is getting column number 5? So it just depend on the that column in which your lookup value is lying. So my salesperson is the very first column in the table. So salesperson is the first column. So on the behalf of salesperson, I am getting shares as my fifth column. So salesperson is 1, ID is 2, date is 3, sale amount is 4, and then I have shares at 5 number. So I can write it down as 5. Now take a note of this point, that in which column you are looking up for a value. So basically, in which column you have that lookup value, that should be your leftmost column, basically the first column of your table, if you are applying the VLookup. So now I have to give it a column index number of the column from which I want to fetch out the value, that is 5. Now, comma, last thing is the match. How you want your value to be. Do you need the exact match? Do you want the approximate match? So these things depend on the which type of data you have. Right now, I have the accurate data, right? There is no duplicate values or some, like there is no range. It is exact value. So to get the exact match, you have to type false. Okay, so you have to type false, and if there's a condition in which you will be trying to find out the value in approximate match, you have to type true. Now close the bracket, hit enter. So this person name as Jonah Higgins, that is this one, and we are having the sage as 2093. Yes, just change the name to some other person. Let's say I'm giving it a name as Jordan Boone, and if I hit enter, so this is the Jordan Boone right next to Jonah, and we are having a value as $489. Okay, now let's say right now we are just fetching out the value from one column. If I have to fetch out the value from multiple column, how can I do that? So just type out the VLookup, tab key, lookup value is again this on the basis of the salesperson, comma, table array, you need to select the entire table, control shift down arrow, right arrow, comma. Now there is column index number. So right now, because I want my output to be from more than one or two columns, right? So in that scenario, you need to put these bracket, the curly bracket, and type down the column index number. So that will be, in this scenario, it will be 4 and 5. Okay, so basically right now I want to fetch out sale amount as well as shares. So just close this bracket, comma, and the last thing will be your range. So range will be, obviously we want the exact match, so we have to type false, close the bracket and hit enter. So you can see that you are getting the value. So Naila Novak, let's find out where this portion is. Over here. Okay, and now let's give it some color. Hmm. Nyla Novak is there, but see, it is coming as in this format. If you click on this value in the table now, you'll see that this is the exact value. This dollar is coming because we have formatted this cell, right? So this is the accurate value we are getting. To get the in this format, we can format it as like this way. You can move to this and you can change it this way. So again, you need to remove the decimals. Okay, so this way you can remove the decimals also and give it dollar. So this is the way you can fetch out values from more than one column. Also, you can provide more than one column index number, and then in that scenario you will be able to perform it. Now there is one these are some advantages of VLookup, but let me just tell you one disadvantage of that. Okay, so let's say in this scenario, if you match out the table right now, my salesperson is not my leftmost column number. This is the rightmost column number. So I have told you the condition in the VLookup. You need your table, that column in which you want your lookup value is lying. It should be your leftmost column, basically the number one column. So because indexing works from VLookup work only from left hand side to right hand side. You cannot backtrack. For example, if I take the salesperson as column index number 1, so I cannot give salesperson as column index number 2. I cannot backtrack. I need some columns which will be lying ahead of salesperson in order to provide the column index number. So if I type the formula in this way, is equal to VLookup, okay, and then my lookup value is again this salesperson, comma, my table array will be this entire table, control shift down arrow, right arrow, comma, what will be the column index number? I want to find out the sales, right? So sales is right now the column which is lying behind the, like, just one previous one of the salesperson. So if salesperson is 1, so what should I give it? So should I give it 0 index number or -1? So no, this is not the way to provide column index number. It should be, it can be natural number. So basically from 1 to some other number. So if I give it 0, for example, because before 1 we have 0, and then the range will be false, and if I close the bracket and if I enter, it will show you that not applicable. Even though we have applied the formula perfectly, we are not getting the answer, because that is the restriction in VLookup, that your column in which your lookup value will be there, that should be your leftmost column. So that's all for this video. In the next one, we'll take the look for some other lookups. Thank you, everyone.